Hey everyone, and welcome back. So today I want to talk about a game that is launching soon on the Nintendo Switch, and that is Berserk Boy. So I just came across the launch day trailer for the game, and I was completely blown away. But this isn't even the first time I hear about this game. About a year ago, I came across a post on Twitter or X from the developer that was actually talking about the development process for the game. And already then, I really saw huge potential in this game. However, at the moment, it wasn't yet announced if it was coming to Nintendo Switch. So I'd actually written to the developer to ask them if this game was coming to the Nintendo Switch. And at that moment, they weren't sure yet. However, in the trailer that I just came across, not only are they confirming a release date of March 6th, but they're also confirming that the game is not only coming to Steam, but also Nintendo Switch, which is why we have to talk about it. So if you're a fan of 2D platformers, a fan of Mega Man, 2D Sonic, this is one you're not going to want to miss. And just remember, if you are liking the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and let's take a look at why I was blown away. Now, what drew me in immediately about this game is the amazing pixel art, with chunky sprites that reminded me immediately of the Sega Genesis. And that's why it was no surprise that, as I said earlier, when I looked at what the developers were using as an inspiration, it was supposed to be a Mega Man meets Sonic the Hedgehog. And also, maybe for a more modern comparison, I was also heavily reminded of the Gunvolt series. And then when I take a look at what they're trying to deliver here, I'm even more hopeful, because they're not trying to copy any of these series, but rather blend together some of the best elements of each of them into something truly unique. Now, the storyline might sound a little generic, where you're playing as Kay, a rookie hero who is transformed by a mysterious orb of energy into Berserk Boy. And you have to face off against the diabolical Dr. GENIOUS and his army of dark energy minions. And basically, the hope of all humanity rests squarely upon your shoulders. Now, something that we can clearly see, however, from the trailer is that this isn't only about simple combat, but rather chaining combos together, which apparently are going to allow you to unleash devastating special attacks. Now, the game is also supposed to be stage-based in a Mega Man-like style, where you'll be able to face off in different orders against the bosses, and basically gain new abilities each time you beat one. Now, what I'm interested to see is, are these abilities separate from the different forms you can take? Because in the trailer, you can clearly see that you can morph into different versions of yourself. And apparently these different forms are going to be associated with the different elements like lightning, fire, earth, air, and ice. But gameplay-wise, if this game can deliver the action we see from this trailer, I really think it's going to be one heck of a ride. And for people who like replayability or completionists, the game is also promising a ton of secrets to unlock. And apparently a lot of these are going to require revisiting stages with powers you gain later in the game, and also secret paths and routes to unlock. Which, to be honest, reminds me of some of the best parts of the Mega Man X series rather than the original Mega Man series. And at the same time, for those who prefer a more linear gameplay experience, most of these will all be optional, so you can one-shot the levels, finish the game, and have a great time. And although, like I said earlier, you can clearly see the inspirations, just like the Gunvolt series based itself off of Mega Man, but then really became its own thing, I think this game also has a ton of potential to be able to separate itself from its inspirations. But that's not all. We have even some more good news. The soundtrack is going to be composed by Telopes, which, if you didn't know, did the TMNT Shredder's Revenge soundtrack, Sonic Mania, Streets of Rage 4. He's also supposed to be doing the soundtrack for the new G.I. Joe beat 'em up. I mean, this guy seems like he's everywhere. But to be honest, his work speaks for itself because he delivers some really amazing tracks. Now, I don't want to make this video too long, but honestly, I was just so hyped here that I had to talk about it, and I really want to hear from all of you. What do you guys think about this game? Am I maybe going crazy here, or does this game just look like it's going to be a freaking amazing time? And you know what? This isn't even the first time I say this, but I'm really amazed with 2024. I mean, I didn't think anything could top 2023 with all the amazing releases, but so far, 2024 is no pushover. And almost every week, I'm getting some really great games to look forward to. So I know everyone right now is focusing on the Switch successor, but I'd rather focus on some of the great games that we're still going to get for this year on the original system. But anyway, I'm babbling on here, so don't forget, on the way out, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, click on that notification bell, and as usual, I hope I'll see you in my next video.